CPAs play a very important role in our economy. They take care of the health of the business. And in the process, CPA and his office has to deal with a number of problems. Handling a huge documents from clients, record keeping and maintaining for each client, task assigning among staff, reporting, invoicing and whatnot. It becomes cumbersome for a CPA office to manage all of this, and when there is a huge list of clients, it certainly becomes a nightmare.
CA Office Automation.
We help them manage all office activities by using technology in their businesses, making the staff super efficient and life easy. Their clients also get a feel of advanced work culture and smart servicing.
CA Office Automation
makes them future ready.
CA Office Automation
is a web-based office management software for CPA/CA and accountant service provider across globe. It covers almost all day-to-day activities of office, including task management, document management, accounting, client management with each client's login, employee management with hierarchy and role management, payroll, attendance, auto-reporting, online payment facility, and many smart features that give a technological edge to any firm. Caoa is developed in a very practical environment, and it is associated with many globally established CPA associations and delivering advanced and practical solutions. How does this Caoa software help any CPA organization? Caoa is web-based software which works on Microsoft Cloud Platform and is accessible from any device through Internet. It is fully responsive and hence adjusts itself according to the screen size. There are two ways to access the software from any device. 1. Through your web browser. 2. Through mobile application using the same credentials. In both the ways, you will find exactly the same functionality. As soon as you open the software, you see a login page. From here, your office employee or your clients can log in with their login credentials, which means your clients can also get a login in Caoa software and can get related updates and access available documents through their login.
In this video, we will go through all pages of software and will give an overview of all facilities, configuration provisions, controls, reports and setups. Once you configure and apply the software in your organization, it requires minimum inputs and gives you maximum output with organized workflow, reports with all aspects, smart notification systems, easy payroll rules setups and salary process, paperless document management system, account management with online payment option, and client login that adding technology and values to your business.
To begin with, we log in with employee credentials. Once an employee logs in, he or she can see the software according to their role, rights, and hierarchy. UI will be the same for admin and employee login. You can give admin level rights to any employee login. On the dashboard, you can see all important information right in front of you. On the left, you will find menu to navigate in entire software. At the top in header, there are 4 important notification icons. First, for due tasks and subtasks and reminders. In software, we consider task as billable services of client. Here, you can see all due services with client name and get more details by clicking on particular service. Second, approved, rejected, or pending for approval tasks. In the system, you can send any subtask for approval to senior, which is task admin, and vice versa. Your team can send subtasks to you for approval, and you can take appropriate action, and all related notifications will show in this badge. Third, this button is for new email notifications, internal email or email from clients. Fourth, this button is Leave Notification button where you can see your pending leave request as well as approved or rejected leaves. If any user is using mobile application, then all the above 4 notifications will show as push notifications on user's mobile screen. In the upper right corner, you will find Help Desk, where you can download soft copy of help file or get live help. For any further requirements, you can raise ticket or call Caoa support team anytime. In the right side of Help Desk button, you will find User Login drop-down, where you can see the profile of current login user. In the System Log button, you can see all the operations made by particular user with particular page, time, IP, type of operation with many other information. And through Change Password button, you can reset the password. In the dashboard, you will see Current Jobs section, where you can see the jobs assigned, due date, and also an indication if the due date crosses. And by clicking on particular task, you will redirect to Job Summary page, where you can update related information or get documents or complete log related to task. Also, if an employee is not logged in, he or she will get an email or SMS notification when jobs were assigned to them. In Caoa system, more than 50 types of auto emails or SMSs are available, which you can manage from setup. It really helps all your team to remain updated so that you never miss anything and stay aware of all the things automatically. If any employee wants to see status of task assigned by himself or herself, or status of his or her below team's task, then by clicking on Current Job icon from this page, you can get all needed information and you can narrow your search by using filters. Then there is the Task Status Graph, which gives you a quick idea about the status of different tasks. Then Pending in Word. Here, you can see the documents which have come from the client but still require verification by you or your employee. In Quick Links section, you can set shortcut for any Caoa internal page or external link. Calendar. Here, you can see and schedule appointments with your clients. As soon as an appointment is scheduled, notifications through email and SMS are automatically sent to you and your client both. Also, in the calendar, you can manage to do things for yourself and your below team, and they will be reminded of the same through the email and SMS notifications on the assigned date and time. On completion of a particular to-do, a signing person will be notified with the whole summary. Also, in the calendar, you can manage your near future events and get notifications on event day through SMS or emails. At the lower right corner, in the box named Task Updates, you will find today's allocated tasks and tasks effective from today. This software is very easy to use as it is distinctly divided and smartly integrated with different modules such as task management, document management, account management, employee management, payroll management, client management, and many more. Setup will help you to configure the application as per your need, and master data reflects in all modules of the application. In application, there are several master data pages, and this data filling up is one-time procedure, and Caoa support system handles this important and tedious procedure. Caoa helps you with unique 30 days deployment procedure system that really enables your team to get better user acceptance. Now, first we discuss some important master pages, then we will go with the setup. City Master can identify city, state, and country that reflect in all other master pages for selection. Company Master. Here, all the essential data related to CPA firm is filled, such as company name, logo, contact details of the company, bank details, registration details, and many other important details that will reflect throughout the software. That is, company name will reflect in all signatures of auto email and SMS, in invoice, salary slip, reports, etc. You can also set time zone that reflects in all related reports, and auto notifications will work based on selected time zone. If you want to add extra fields to manage some more information, or you want to show extra information in invoice copy, then you can add it from Field Master tab. Through Field Master page, you can add permanent field in Company Master, and you can use first two fields to show information in invoice copy. You can also add important company documents from Company Documents tab. In Multi-Company tab, you can add many companies that only reflect an accounting module, that is, invoice, receipt, advance, etc. In Currency tab, you can define primary currency and enable other currency and define its rate with primary currency. And you can change currency rate anytime from here. Old rate transactions or related action will be saved in system with rate. New updated rate will be only effective from the next action, and it will not change earlier rates. Text tab. Here, you can define all possible taxes applicable to your company. Here, you can define any tax as default tax, so it applies in all generating invoices. You can also change or remove tax at the time of invoice generation. In the Invoice tab, you can select invoice format options from available options. Through Department Master, you can define departments. Each task will come under a particular department, and you can get all the reports department-wise. Example, for year 2017-18, you can get collected revenue or margin report department-wise. Similarly, there is Employee Master, where basic details of each employee can be added, and that also can be seen in Employee List. In Employee Master, there is one field name, Rate per Hour. Here, you can enter per hour costing to company for particular employee, and by using this field data, software will calculate all margin and cost of each task. By saving data, employee login will create with basic rights, and later you can change role and rights. From Employee Document tab, you can add all important documents of employee. From Employees Other Details, you can add other important data and bank details of employee. From Employee Rule tab, you can manage extra rights for particular employee. You can add employee designation through designation button at upper right corner of the page. You can set fields in Employee Master by using Field Master option. In the Client Master, basic details of each client will be added. Once you enter any client data, client's login credentials will be generated. Here, you can insert basic details of each client, other business-related information, and from Field Master section, you can set fields in the master page, and then onwards, that field will appear. Here, you can define client financial year, and all recurrent services will act accordingly. In Multiple Contact tab, you can add multiple contacts for particular client, and later you can use these contacts in communication. In Legal Documents tab, you can add basic documents of all clients. In Login Right tab, you can merge more than one client logins in single login. Each of the merged logins will be disabled. In Client Master, through Currency field, you can define primary currency of this client, and later on, during invoice generation, this currency will be considered. Now, in the Task Master, you can add tasks which are to be performed in the office. In software, we consider tasks as billable services of client. Tasks are of two kinds, recurrence and single time. You can add subtasks, that is checklist, for any task. Subtasks are steps of task-related procedure. You can add n number of subtasks. Even you can maintain activity order of subtasks, that is, Second number subtask appears on concerned employee's dashboard only after the completion of first number subtask. And you can delete subtask from the approval page for a particular client assignment. You can define default employee for any subtask, and at that time of approval for particular subtask, you can change or add multiple employees, and one subtask is mandatory for each task. Task without subtask will not show in applicability page, and task will be considered complete when its all subtasks are completed. At the time of task creation, you can also add default task admin that you can change or remove at the time of approval.
Now, we will discuss other configurations in setup.
By clicking and opening Department Master, you can add all the information related to different departments as described earlier. By clicking SMTP configuration, you can add SMTP server details, email ID from which email is to be shot. You can set SMTP email setting for each employee from the Employee SMTP button, and if SMTP is not configured for particular employee login, default admin login SMTP email will be used as email outgoing. Now, start a new financial year. You can start the new financial year by closing a particular year from here. By doing this, recurring services will automatically be applied in the next year as well. And here, you can also activate different financial year cycle from financial year page. And later, you can assign particular year to any client. And you can close all financial years separately. Through internal help, you can set up internal help required for a particular task. It will be visible to the particular employee working on that task. Same can be accessed through the internal help list. Role management is also a very important part. Through defined roles, you can define roles. Let's create role name manager role. Now, saving role name, whole application page's name will appear below, where you can manage rights for each page through view. By unchecking this box, particular page will not appear in applied role employee login. By update, you can manage edit and update rights for a particular page. By insert, you can manage new entry addition rights that are useful for employee, client, taskmaster pages. By delete, you can manage delete or active or inactive rights for a particular page. Then, by clicking on Assign Rights, data will be saved. You can also cancel any right of an employee whenever required. So, here we are giving a few sets, few rights in manager role. By clicking on Assign Role, we can assign a role to a particular employee. Here, we assign manager role to Chris. So, Chris will see pages according to a given role, and you can assign one role to multiple employees. Through role list, you can see different roles created. You can also do necessary edits here. Through hierarchy, you can set hierarchy by giving rights of an employee from this drop-down. Here, we giving rights of Jason and Nikki to Chris. So now Chris can see all related updates of their work and can make entry on behalf of them. Through inward right, rights can be given to an employee so that he or she can see the inward documents uploaded through the client login. Now comes email or SMS configuration. On clicking this tab, you can see the list of auto emails and SMSs that fired automatically for a particular transaction or event, like on invoice creation, inward creation, client creation due dates related, task completion reports, daily email summary related, and much more. There are more than 80 types of notifications. So you can make it on and off from here by clicking this tab. Using reset password, password can be reset and viewed for employee as well as client. Also, notification can be sent through SMS and email. Under mobile notification configuration, you can see the list of pop-up notifications for mobile. These notifications can be configured as per your requirement. This software is smartly integrated with different modules such as task management, document management, account management, employee management, payroll management, client management, and conveyance management, and many more. Let us start with Task Management module. In the sidebar, under Task menu, in Task Master, we see two options, Add Task and Task List. We have already discussed how to enter Task Master data. Now, in the Task List, you can see the whole list of the task and its subtask, and from here, you can edit or make any task inactive. In procedure to assign any task to employee, we have two steps. First is task applicability and second is task approval. Task applicability. When we click task applicability, we have two options. 1. Set recurrence task and 2. Start single task. Task applicability is the procedure where you engage with a client for particular services. This is one-time procedure for recurrence task.
Let's see what a recurrence task is. For example, we are giving bookkeeping quarterly task to Utopia Solutions. First, you need to select particular service from the drop-down, and then from below left section, you will see the list of clients where you can select and by Add button apply that service, and from right section you can select and by Remove button discontinue any service for any client that effects from next financial year. Hereby, applying bookkeeping services to Utopia services, the current year's all the remaining quarters task, including the current quarter, goes to the approval page. Even if you want to apply work for any previous quarter, then you need to select the date of the previous quarter in the Start Date option. And also, next year, this bookkeeping services task will be applied automatically for Utopia services clients for each quarter. You need to perform it one time, and from next year you just need to approve it from approval page. Once you choose financial year, next year's all recurrence task will occur automatically and come for approval. And at the time of applicability, if you select the option Infinite Task Approval, particular task will not come for approval ever. It directly goes to concerned employee's dashboard on an effective date of task, and to stop this cycle, you need to close task manually from applicability page, otherwise it will reoccur infinite time. Above logic and process will work similarly based on client option. Through this option, you can apply multiple services to single client. Add New tab in the right corner is used for adding a new Task Master data, and by clicking this, you land on the Task Master page. Through the List tab, you can see the assigned recurrence task list. Through Vacant Client, you will get a list of clients who has not any service assigned. Now let's check other options. Start single task in task applicability. Here, you can start one-time task or particular frequency work of any recurrence task. Let's apply Company Incorporation service to Leach Enterprise. Once you apply task, pop-up will open from where you can approve task and make changes. Like here, you can manage task admin, work admin, effective date, deadline date, and by clicking on plus sign, you can edit or add data subtask wise. And here, you can remove any subtask that affects only for your particular client.
Task approval. Now, the next step in task menu is task approval. In this, you can approve any task from the available task list. Here, you have been provided with many search filters to make your result more precise. Here, many things you can manage before approval that we discuss, or you can directly, by select an approval, can approve task. Here are few things that you can manage before approval. Here, we are approving bookkeeping service quarterly for Utopia services. Here, we can manage many things at the time of approval. At the time of approval, you can allocate tasks to a particular employee, choose a task admin, effective date, due date, and bill amount as well. In recurrence task, effective date or start date of particular task would be next date of task period end date. For example, default effective date for quarterly task. Audit
For second quarter 2020 would be 1st July 2020 if financial year is January to December. And same logic will apply in monthly, half-yearly and yearly mode.
Choosing Task Admin has two benefits. 1. If an employee is stuck at some point, he or she can take help from the Task Admin. 2. If the employee selects Pending for Approval status for a particular task, it will go to the Task Admin for approval. Effective date means the date on which employee will get the work on their dashboard, and if the employee is not logged in, he will receive notification through email or SMS. Same way, Task Admin and employee will be notified on the due date of their task. Here, we select today's date as an effective date. Rough or predefined amount of a service helps you at the time of creation of tax invoice or performa invoice. For a particular task, by clicking on plus, you will be shown subtask-wise information and you can change or add employees in any subtask, subtask-wise due date, estimated hours, and its description. You can also remove a particular subtask by clicking the delete button. By using the fill all appearing fields option, you can change the entire appearing task list's particular field by one click. Now tick the checkbox and by clicking approve button, work will be allocated to selected employee. In upper right corner, you will find one button name, Infinite Approval Task. By clicking here, you will redirect to a different page with same functionality like Task Approval page. We manage it separately because whatever the criteria you set here will remain same for an infinite time until manual interaction, so you be more precise at time of approval, and later you can find edit option in approved task list page. After the approval of a task, the assigned employee will start seeing the task from the effective date on his dashboard. So here, first order subtask has been assigned to Christy. So work goes on Christy's dashboard and Task Admin Chris, Work Employee Christy and Client. Utopia will be notified by email and SMS, and by the completion of all tasks, completion report will go to admin with time spent, summary, and costing with actual and estimated figures. On employee's dashboard, current job section will give all assigned task list to a particular employee, and by clicking on current job, you will get all task lists for that particular employee and his or her subordinates task list. And by using filters, you can narrow your search and get logs of particular task, or you can make entry in any task on behalf of assigned user. And by clicking on particular task from here or from dashboard, you will be redirected to job summary page of that particular task. Here, we click on Bookkeeping Services of Utopia Solutions. Here, employee can enter working summary or add items like time spent, current status, working notes, documents, remark, and can get information like previous employee notes or logs, task-related documents or inwards, client's permanent documents, task-related help file or form. Current status is very important aspect where you can choose from predefined statuses such as pending, task whose effective date has not come. That will appear in all reporting pages under pending status. Onboard. The moment effective data arrives, status automatically changes to onboard. In process. Employee can select this status when work is in progress. Pending from client. When work is pending from client side, this status can be chosen. Pending from department. When work is pending from department, this status can be chosen. Pending for approval. By selecting this status, task goes to Task Admin for his approval. Once you select Pending for Approval status here, particular task will go for approval to Task Admin. Task Admin will be notified through dashboard notification icon, and once Task Admin approves or rejects task, same will appear on employee dashboard. Completed. When work is completed, this status is selected. After one subtask is completed, next subtask goes to the concerned employee's dashboard. You can also remove task for temporary time period using reminder function. Through the Add document, you can add any task-related document in any format, and the client can see that document from their login. If you want to attach any temporary work document that you can manage as subtask-wise document attachment, details of approved task can be seen by clicking on Approved Task List, and from Update Approved Task and Approved Task List and Pages, you can edit few parameters of task and subtask like Task Admin, Deadline Date, Effective Date, Remark and predefined bill amount data, and find infinite approved task by separate tag. You can also transfer a task from one employee to another by Transfer Task. Here, you can transfer a task and subtask from a particular employee to one or multiple employees. On transfer of task, all involved employees or task admin or admin will be notified through email. And from transferred task list page, you can get the details of the transferred task. In the task cycle details, you can see the history of any task. You can use filters to see the information of your choice. Here, the most important information is that you can get to know that who has approved the task and to whom the task is assigned, who has transferred task to whom, or current working employee details. And by clicking on Work Progress Detail, you will get all the logs or activities performed by all employees in that task. And by clicking on Excel symbol, you can export your report into Excel. In the task information, you can see all the details related to task and can get the detailed report with all aspect. By clicking on plus sign, you will get the details of particular subtask. For example, if at any point of time a client requires update on his task, task information will help in creating a detailed report such as status of the task and subtask, due date, employees involved, task admin, task history, and documents received. By using All Task Update, employee can update any ongoing task or completed task in Office. This page is useful when any employee spent time on task which is not assigned to them or spent time on completed work. Clicking on Ongoing Task, you can see detailed list of ongoing tasks or the current work which was ongoing in your company, as in Application Hierarchy Management was there. Let's understand with one example. Suppose employee X, Y and Z come under senior employee A and A wants to check the ongoing work of X, then A will select the employee filter, and to be more precise, A can select other filters also. According to that, report will be displayed, and in right corner button was given to get the logs of the task, and by clicking on Edit button, you will be redirected to his job sheets, and through this, you can also update in their work. You can also download this data in Excel format. Now let's have a look at the next module, which is Document Management module. Through this application, you can manage your office paperless. All your documents will be saved on server with latest security and encryption protocols. Here, you can track all your offices inward and outward and make available any document to client in few clicks. Here, you can also manage physical documents with file labeling system. The first page documents name master. Here, you can define names for all the documents you handle in Office. Documents will be tagged with this name. Here, you can also define document type from available options and can enable time period function for a particular document. That is, for any document like audit report, bank statement, there is the specific time period required. So, by enabling this option, you will get time period field on the selection of particular document name. In the documents list below, you can see the details of all the documents. This list you can also download in Excel format. Through File Location Master in this module, you can define a location of the physical file, as in where the file is kept in the office. You can also mark if it is in the active use or not. Below is the list where you can see the details of such files and this data can also be exported in Excel. Using File Label Master, you can assign label to the files which are kept at a particular location in the office. In the list below, you can see the details of files with their labels. Next thing in Document Management module is Inward. Inward means the file or data which has been received at your office. By clicking New Inward, let's take Inward for Utopia solution. You can add the details of Inward files such as date, type meaning if the document is for client or for your office, Inward mode, group name, client name, mobile, email, and name of the person who has sent the document, and also some description required. And for tagging the employee, receiver has two scenarios in his or her hand. First, when receiver knows the exact employee who is working on that client service, then he or she will select only that employee. And in the second scenario, when receiver doesn't know the exact employee, then in that case, he or she will select all employees. After clicking the Save button, a pop-up window will appear where either documents can be uploaded or file location of a physical document can be assigned one by one. Notification of the same is also sent to client through SMS and email. Once the inward is done, it starts showing on the particular employee's dashboard under Pending Inward section. Each inward has to be approved by associating it with a task. And for the verification of inward, employee has to click on inward, which was shown in their dashboard, and then an inward verification window appears where inward is associated with its corresponding task. In case multiple employees get one same inward, and as soon as inward is verified by right employee, it disappears from his pending inwards list in dashboard as well as from other employees who also had received the same inward. Not only that, employee also have an option to select not for me in case the inward is not meant for him or her. Let's bound this document with bookkeeping services of Utopia Solutions. So now, all working employee for particular task can get this document from the job summary page, and inward will mark as approved. Next is inward list, where all previous inward reports are listed with corresponding details, and you can see them by selecting desired filters, and you can also take a printout of inward receipt. Similarly, outward means the documents which are going out from the office. In a new outward page, you can process any outward. You can perform outward for client, department, employee, or other people. Let's take one example for the client outward. First, we select client over here. Then we need to select particular client for whom we are doing outward. Here, we can keep a record if outward way is telephone, fax, letter, courier, or personal handover. And we can perform email and SMS outward from here. By selecting email, selected client's email address will appear. You can add other emails by comma separation, and you can write appropriate details in subject and body part. Here below, you will find other three options. By selecting Add Document from Database, one window will appear with all available documents of selected client. You can attach documents to email from list by checking document. By selecting Add Returnable Document option, list of all documents which have been inward as the returnable tag will show. You can select any document from the list and keep a record. By selecting Add a Document in Client-wise Document, all attached documents outside from software will be added to software under selected client. And if outward way is SMS, then selected client's mobile number will appear, and you can send SMS in different languages. For SMS body, you can use pre-entered templates, or you can write your own message. And through the above similar process, you can make outward to department, employee, and another person. Next is outward list, where all previous outward reports are listed with corresponding details, and you can see them by selecting desired filters, and you can also take a printout of outward receipt. Through multiple outwards, you can send email or SMS to group of clients in just one click. Here, you will get many options to get the desired group of clients. Here, we can also generate labels for courier purpose. In the multiple outward list, all previous outward reports are listed with corresponding details, and you can see them by selecting desired filters. Now, there could be instances where you want to add any document without going through inward and verification process. This can be done manually by using Add Document Manually. Then, clicking on All Documents tab, you can see the detailed list of all documents for office and also for clients. You can use given filters to see the data of your choice, and it can also be exported to Excel. Now comes document tracking. It helps you track the documents of your client for particular service or task, and also clients can be notified if required. By clicking on Document Master, you reach a page, Track Doc Master, where you can add the mandatory documents for particular task. It is just a one-time process. You can also get to know when was the document created and who created it. And we can use Add Required Doc tab to assign client to a particular task or put particular client task under tracking. And using document status, we can see if document related to a task have been received or still pending. You can also send email or SMS of pending document list by clicking on Email or SMS button. And using Check Status page, you can get list of pending clients as well as you can get details about all the sent notifications. And also, you can get list of clients for whom you have set document tracking facility for particular task. Now let's have a look at the next module, which is Account Management module. Through Accounting Management module, you can manage invoice, receipt, petty cash, online payment, and all financial activity related to your firm. Here, you can get all financial reports of company, pending invoices, pending payments, advance, expected and actual costing. Here, you can generate multi-currency-wise invoice, and through your integrated payment gateway, you can collect online payment from your client. In this module, under the New Bill or Invoice tab, you can create a new invoice for a client. You can choose group name, client and services offered. Create invoice for Utopia Solutions of Bookkeeping Services Quarter 1. You can also choose applicable tax from the given options. You can also see the total bill in the bottom. There is also an option of Performa Invoice, so it will display the services of that client which you have included in Performa Invoice. Also, by clicking plus sign, you can add those services in tax invoice. You can also mark if any particular service is free service. You can also create invoices for your multiple companies. As soon as you save invoice details, you can see invoice copy from here. Admin and your client are also notified through email and SMS. Soft copy of invoice will be sent with email to client, and payment link will attach along with invoice, so any client can make payment of particular invoice, and payment receipt note will be updated in the application automatically. And by clicking on Bill or Invoice List tab, you can see the list of invoices. You can also take printout of the same. Notifications for the pending invoices can also be sent to the client through email and SMS. Also, you can create group invoice and you get the group invoice list as well. You can also create group invoices for your multiple companies. Now comes the payment receipt. By clicking the new receipt under this, we can create receipt against an invoice. Receipt will contain essential details such as date, client's name, and mode of payment. After sending the receipt to the client, notification is sent to client through SMS and email. You can also manage advance payment receipt by clicking on Advance button. Later, you can manage this advance amount in receipt creation. And by clicking on Receipt List, you can see the list of receipt by choosing appropriate filters. You can also print out the receipt. You can also generate group receipt and also see the list. After payment receipt comes pending bill list. Pending bill list gives you the detail of the task whose bill generation is still pending. Here, you can see the details for pending bills such as task name, period, work mode, start date, end date, work progress details and remarks. Even previous activities for a particular task can be viewed here. You can also choose appropriate filters to see the desired information, and desired data can also be exported in an Excel format. Also, if required, bill can be generated for any rendered service. Next tab under Account is Pending Receipt List, which gives you detailed information about the task for which invoice is generated but payment is still not received. Margin information is a very important feature. From here, you get to know about the estimated man-hours, actual spent man-hours on a particular task, and hence know the actual cost incurred against the estimated cost. We can also see the invoice raised with its corresponding ID. This can also be used to see profitability for each task. Using appropriate filters, you can see the desired data, and it can also be exported in Excel. The next item is petty cash in this module. This is used for daily expense or deposit management. By clicking Add Expense or Deposit, you can record expense and deposit for your client or for your firm or for your multiple firms. And if you want to see the details of petty cash, you can simply click on Expense or Deposit list. Here also, you can use filters to see the data of your choice and also download the data in the Excel format. Also, if you want to take printout of a voucher, you can get it from the petty cash or expense list. Next is Proforma Invoice. Proforma Invoice is a prior step of creating invoice. This step is not mandatory. Later, you can convert any Proforma invoice to tax invoice, or you can directly generate tax invoice of any services. You can consider Proforma invoice is proposed charge amount document for particular service for particular client. Clicking on New Proforma, we land on a page where you can create a Proforma invoice. We can also create a group Proforma invoice by clicking on button Add New Proforma Group Invoice, and by clicking on Proforma List, we can see the list of Proforma invoice created. There is also provision of converting Proforma to actual invoice by clicking on the tab Transfer to Invoice. Notification can also be sent to the client through SMS and email, and this data can also be downloaded in Excel format. Next is Client Ledger. Here, you can generate ledger for a client which gives you all the transaction details with that client. Now, ledger adjustment helps you set opening balance or manage any direct payment or previous payment, the entry of which is not made in software. Click Reimbursement. Here, you can add reimbursement amount against services, and that can be directly added to invoice for particular services and show separately, and tax will not apply on reimbursement amount, and you can get the list also. The next module is Employee Management module. Here, you can manage employee work assignment, designation, hierarchy, costing, salary and reports with many aspects. In this, under the Employee Master tab, by clicking on Add Employee, we can add a new employee with all his or her essential details, and by clicking on Employee List, employee data can be accessed by using the given filters. You can also mark an employee inactive by clicking on Edit button. Employee data can be edited. Data can be exported in Excel too. By clicking on Employee Task Schedule, information related to tasks assigned to each employee can be viewed. Again, filters can be used to access the required data, and it can be downloaded in Excel format. Here, you can see the current and future tasks for a particular employee. Now, the next is Timesheet, which is very important. By clicking on Entry Wise, we can see the details of work done and hours spent by each employee in a particular day. Similarly, by clicking subtask wise, you can see the working hours spent by each employee on a particular subtask. And by clicking on task wise, you can see the working hours spent task wise. Not only that, but you can also get to know which employee is currently free just by clicking on Free Employee List tab. By clicking on Employee Login Detail, you can get to know the login time of each employee. Attendance is again an important part. So, by clicking on Add Attendance under the Employee Attendance tab, you can add your attendance by entering in time and out time. You can import attendance sheets in software. Salary and payroll rules will be applied on the basis of these attendance records. And by clicking Attendance List, you get to know the attendance details of each employee. You can also see when a particular employee entered the in time as well as out time. Now, the next important module is Client Management module. The first tab under Client on sidebar is Add Group plus List, through which you can add a group with the name, phone, address, and email ID. You can also choose active or inactive status. And in the group list below, you can see the details of these groups. All clients come under group. You can get any report group-wise and can generate group invoice and receipt. You can also edit group data and can export in Excel too. Now comes Client Master. Through Add Client, we can add new client with their basic details such as name, group name if any, IT status, master type, contact details, profile picture, identity numbers, tax numbers, currency, and even the associated financial year. Additional fields can be added as required by clicking Fields button. Also, we can add multiple contacts of a client. Also, the legal documents of the client can be added. Login credentials are also created for each client. And then, from the Client List tab, we can view the details of each client with desired filters. Client data can be edited and also the data can be exported in Excel format. There is also a separate tab called Client Contact Details to quickly access the client's contact details. We can also see the associated filters for a client by clicking on Plus tab. Through Cancel or Complete Client Task tab, particular task of a particular client can be cancelled and notification will go to client and admin as well. Here, you can also complete more than one task at the same time and related notification will be sent to the concerned person. Last, in this module is Visitor Master. Through Add Visitor, you can add if a client or anyone else visits your office. You can also select that which employee visitor is going to visit. And the visitor list will show you the details of visitor and it can be viewed by using appropriate filters. Visitor will also receive a greeting message once he is added. Now, the next module is Payroll Management module. Here, you can manage the complete cycle of salary of your employee and mostly, you need to create the one-time policy as per your HR guidelines. By just one click, this module will help you get the salary details of each employee taking in account his or her leave, overtime, late coming, early going, advance, leave pass, PT, and many other such important rules. Under this module, the first tab is Setup. When we click on Payroll Year, Current and Next Year Details and a button named Start New Year appears. By clicking on this button, policies for the current year is further extended in the new year. On clicking Type Master, we can add the pay elements and leave code as per your HR guidelines. Through Pay Element Master, you can set your payment elements such as Basic, HRA, DA, PF, etc. along with the respective amount of percentage cadre-wise. You can also set respective addition and deductions. In order to see the list of pay elements, you can simply click on Pay Element List. By clicking on plus sign, you can see the complete details of each pay element. Now comes Leave Master. By clicking on Add Leave, you can set up leave designation-wise, assign leave code, assign credit type and number of leaves and leaves to be carried forward. And by clicking the Leave List, you get the detailed list of leaves designation and code-wise. And you can also use filters for the desired data. Clicking on Holiday and Off Day, you can set up holidays and off days, list of which can be seen below. Also, you can set off days designation-wise. If a holiday repeats at the same date every year, then you can just click on Continue Every Year button. Now comes the Payroll Policy. By clicking Salary Structure and another policy allotment, you can set the payroll policy for each employee. Here, you can assign salary structure to any employee, and further, you can manage employee in-time, out-time, late coming and early going related rules, overtime rules, and here, CTC is mandatory. In application, some places CTC data is considered in accounting projection and in work margin calculation. Now clicking on Leave Pass and Late or Early Policy. Here, you can define rules for a particular designation, like if leave pass or late coming or early going timing rules lapse by 3 to 5 times, then 1 day salary has to be deducted and define further slabs. By clicking Leave Approve Right, you can assign that who can grant leave to which employee, and the list of the same can be seen below. Next thing is Leave Management. Under this, by clicking on Leave Application, employee can apply for a half day or a full day leave. Then list of such leave applications can be seen by clicking Leave Application List. You can use filters to see the desired data. Leave Request List gives you the list of leaves requested by an employee. Leave Balance List gives the information of code-wise balance leaves for each employee. Under Leave Pass, using Add Leave Pass, you can add leave pass for an employee, and the list of such leave pass can be seen under Leave Pass List. This can help when an employee wants to leave for like 2 hours that you can manage here under predefined rules. Under Advance tab, you can use Add Advance in order to enter the information related to advance given to an employee, such as advance amount, date, installment for repayment, and installment start month and year. Advance List will show you the complete details of the advance as well as the amount repaid and pending. Now comes Attendance. An employee can add his or her attendance by clicking on Add Attendance, and the list of the same can be viewed by clicking Attendance List. This list will give all the details such as non-working days, leave, overtime, late coming or early going, etc. In case you use biometric system, then through Import Attendance tab, you can import the attendance data at the end of every month just by one click. Under Process Salary tab, by clicking on Process button, you can see employee-wise salary calculation as per the policies you have created in the system and the respective attendance. Parallelly, the details will be sent to the employee through email and SMS. If there is any rectification reported by an employee, it can again be processed. If everything is fine, then salary details will be posted by clicking Post button. However, if required, desired addition or deduction can be done by clicking on Post Salary button given beside the checkbox. We can also view the salary details by clicking on View Data. And by clicking on Processed Salary List, you can see the employee-wise processed salary and you can take print of salary slip. Also, your employee will get email or SMS notification of the same. Next module is Conveyance Management module. In Conveyance module, you can manage employee conveyance as per your company policy. By clicking Add under Conveyance Master, you can set up conveyance rate for visiting a particular client by an employee as per his or her designation. And by clicking on the list, you can see client-wise conveyance rate for each designation. This data can be exported in Excel. By clicking Claim Auto Conveyance, an employee can claim his conveyance. For client's visit, rates will be system generated, but for others, rates can be manually entered. In case an employee wishes to enter claim amount manually, he or she can do it by clicking the Claim Manual Conveyance tab. And in the last, by clicking on Claimed Conveyance List, you can see conveyance claimed with respective details using appropriate filters. This data can be exported in Excel too. Total conveyance amount of an employee for a particular time period can also be obtained. Next module is Email. It's an internal email chat facility. You can do employee to employee to client, and client to employee conversation within the application. And to communicate on regular email, you can use Outward Facility. When you click on Email tab, you see a window where you can compose email which can be sent from employee to another employee and also from an employee to a client. In the inbox, you can see all the received mails. Auto Email or SMS Schedule module. You can schedule email and SMS on particular event related with task, client, employee, invoice, and from Import Excel option. There are 5 tabs available to set different rules for auto email and SMS. First tab is Task. From here, you can schedule auto email or SMS with respect to date, start date, effective date, due date of particular task or bunch of tasks, particular time period. For example, you can schedule email or SMS for a particular task so that you can send reminder message 10 days prior to due date or maybe daily notification from 5 days prior to due date till the due date. Here, you can also take the start date or effective date instead of due date and set any number of scheduler in system. And by clicking Other in Rules, depending on the criteria, client list will appear. Here, you can set custom message for each scheduler, and while composing the message, you can use different tags from the message tag box. By clicking Client tab and using appropriate filters, you can choose client for which email or SMS to be scheduled, which will be shown in the list below after clicking the View button. Similar to the Client tab, by clicking on Employee tab and using appropriate filters, you can choose the employee for which email or SMS is to be scheduled, which will be shown in the list below after clicking the View button. Invoice. Here you can schedule auto email or SMS with respect to invoice creation date or due date. For example, you can choose in such a way that particular SMS or email would be shot daily from 5 days prior to any invoice due date or after 10 days of invoice creation. Import Excel tab. Through Import Excel tab, you can simply add an Excel sheet with phone numbers, email IDs on which SMS or emails is sent along with the body of the message, and then the email or SMS will be sent to the desired contact. Client login. Each of your clients gets his or her own Caoa login. On entry of any client, their login will be created and credentials will be sent through email or SMS automatically. From Client Master page, you can merge 2 or more clients' login, and from Setup, you can set new password and send credentials to particular client. Here, we are logged with Utopia Solutions Incorporated. In the client dashboard, you find current services, and by clicking on a particular task, you can get more detail, and from task menu, task list page client can get all current or future approved task list. And from completed task page, the client will get past records of tasks. From the document menu list page, the client can access all documents from anywhere through their login. It reduces your calls and gives your client a feel of smart services. Through Document Status page, client can get a list of pending documents for particular services. Through Upload page, client can upload any document and the office will find that document as inward on predefined employee's dashboard. And through Inward List page, client can get a list of inward documents done against his company. By the client, the Write List page client will get information on all merge account under the current login. Under the account menu, the client will get different list pages like the Proforma Invoice List, Invoice List, Receipt List, Advance Receipt List, Online Transaction List, and from Invoice List, client can make payment of any unpaid invoices. Receipt and record will be updated for payment. And through email option, client can communicate with office staff and get received email details. Even clients can use mobile application, and clients will be notified on important transactions through mobile push notifications. Mobile application. All employees and your clients get mobile application. For browser and mobile application, login credentials would be same. Same role and hierarchy related rules would be applied on mobile application for particular user. Employer or client get push notification like for employee, allotted new task, due task, leave application status, new email, task approved or reject on his or her mobile device. On first time logging into mobile application, the user needs to register with firm's unique URL and then after they just need their credentials for login. Online payment. To activate online payment facility, CA or CPA, firm needs to purchase selected online payment gateway. We have already tied up an integrated payment gateway system in application, so you just need to provide few basic documents to payment gateway service provider and your service would be activated. All charges and terms would be as per payment gateway service provider. Using this facility, your client can pay any of your invoice or invoices online. An amount would be transferred to your linked bank account after deduction of gateway service charges. All invoice have Pay Online button and from client login, from Invoice List page, client can pay online. How to purchase CAOA application. From CAOA website pricing page, you can purchase CAOA application. Here, 4 plans available as per your requirement of login. Choose particular user range plan. Now in the next step, you can select exact users that you need to purchase, billing cycle, add-ons like SMS, extra hosting space. In order summary, user price charge would be on recurring basis as per billing cycle period and setup fees would be one time. Later, you can change all entered details from client login. By clicking on Continue, Review and Checkout page will come where you can apply promo code if available, and through Checkout, you will be redirected to Checkout page. Here, you need to enter all basic information of your firm and need to select payment method and click on Complete Order. Now, you will be redirected to Payment Gateway page, and after successful payment, you will receive your order confirmation on email and receive your order. Your application will be live within 24 working hours. Data transfer procedure will be handled by our dedicated support executives. Initially, for 30 working days, your support executive will call you daily or manage your given resources for data transfer, initial setups, core training, all user trainings and shall guide you the best way for better user experience and help you achieve a desired result. We're always just a call away for any CAOA user. We've always been happy to help customers with practical and user-centric approach. Demo credential, URL, demo.caoasoftware.com, login type employee, user ID demo1, password demo1, login type client, user ID CL10004, password client1. So now, with all the information revealed about this exceptional CA Office automation software, What are you waiting for? Log on to demo.caoasoftware.com and buy your software now and make your daily office activity hassle-free and put your whole office towards automation.
Contact our product advisor for free consultation or detailed discussion on your requirements. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.